Hello, everybody, and welcome back for another episode of the Doll Symposium. We are now on episode 26, and as always, I am your host, Shizusan, and my lovely assistant today, who hasn't made an appearance in quite some time, is the very lovely Chigusa. I keep saying her name wrong, but she is my Chitose multiverse. I couldn't call her Chitose because I already have a Chitose, so we called her Chigusa. So Chi for short, they'll all be cheese to me. Anyways, how's everybody doing? Hopefully you guys are having a good week, and hopefully you'll enjoy today's episode, as there are something new that I'm doing and adding to the episode. I don't know if I'll keep it. We'll see how it goes. It depends on what you guys think, if I get any good reactions from it from you guys. But overall, I want to say it's lackluster in some areas and better in most. We'll just get to the episode. You'll see what I mean. Excuse me there. So, anyways, as always, we're going to start with some Dolphy Dream news, right? So we're going to switch our screen over, and because Chigusa can't fit on that screen, we're going to have to move her off to the side. Oh, and she lost her stand. Alright, so her stand fell off, so she's kind of just standing on her own willpower right now, so hopefully she doesn't fall. Anyways, like I said, we're going to change screens here. Let's see. There we go. So, we are going to start with Dolphy Dream news this week, and it's another dry spell for Dolphy Dream. There isn't much going on, so this should be fairly quick. So, first up, let's talk about Dolls Party 47. I know you guys are sick and tired of hearing it, and it's already over on the Volks International website. However, if you go to Volks USA, it still has its own thing. So, Volks USA is having a Doll Party 47 outfit collection. This is generally any outfits or accessories or whatever that was released during Doll Party 47 on the actual event itself or on the after event on the international website. If you missed out on anything that were in those and you couldn't get them because they were sold out, here's your other chance to get them on Volks USA. That starts on June 17th through June 20th. Now remember, this is a lottery, so you're not guaranteed to get it still. So even if it was sold out on the international website, your second chance to get it is here, but it's through via lottery. So you could put your bid in, you still may not get it, but it's still another chance either way to try and get the item that you may or may not have missed out on, or if you want more of, or etc, etc. So that's really it. There really wasn't much. There's nothing from Volks International. They've been really quiet lately. And Volks USA, there wasn't really much. We only had the restocks that happened before. Volks USA is also having like their own like special summer section. So all they did was they just picked out a bunch of clothes that they thought were very summery, or accessories that were very summery, and then just put it in one nice like page. So if you wanted to check that out, that's also there. I didn't just get a picture of that because I thought it was kind of minute to really mention. But one thing I do want to say about Dolphy Dream news this week is that because there is no news really, right? Like they haven't tweeted anything, they haven't said anything really about any events or anything. It's been so quiet. And I think it's because they're building up for the next event. Now I said it before in prior Doll Symposiums that the next Dolpa or whatever is usually in August. And it usually is either August or very early September. But this time around, we got a different schedule. So let's move to the next picture. So we can see here that Dolls Party 48 is going to be in Tokyo like it always is, but that's December of 2022. But Doll Party, the hometown Dolpa, which is Dolpa's Doll Party, Kyoto 19, this is the one that's always in the summertime around August. Last time we had the Kyoto 18, so now we have Kyoto 19. This is actually going to be held on July 31st. So this is coming up way sooner, by like at least a week or 2 weeks sooner than what it usually it releases at. And normally at all these doll parties is when they have a new doll that's released. So I'm thinking this is very hush-hush. This doll party, the Hometown Dolpa Kyoto 19 event, it has already closed applications. As you can see in this picture, they closed dealer applications. Most of the stuff on the website has been closed. You can't really enter for anything on the Japan website, but they haven't released any information on what is special about Dolpa Kyoto 19, which is what doll is being released, or whatever. Or usually they'll tweet out like kind of clothings or accessories or whatnot. Now all the clothing and accessories you probably have already seen in the newest Volks News magazine, but you just don't know when those accessories or clothings are going to be released. So they're usually released during a doll party, and this is when we're probably going to see it. So those things you've probably seen if you have the Volks News magazine. You just didn't know it was coming for Hometown Dolpa Kyoto 19. But the doll themselves, no announcements. So it could be, like some people are hoping, is Kaito, the male Vocaloid. It could be something we've never seen before. Now it could be a Disney princess, but I really don't think it will be, because the whole Frozen thing just literally came to a close. So I'm not so sure they're going to announce the next Disney princess for Kyoto 19. So I'm thinking the best chance would be Kaito. I don't want to get people's hopes up. I know some of my viewers are really, really excited for Kaito, but I don't know if it's going to be Kaito, but he's the only one that we know of that Volks has mentioned prior, but never gave a release date. At least from what I can remember. I don't think they've mentioned or hinted at any other anime or anything like collaboration-wise other than Kaito that hasn't gotten a real date. So I'm thinking Kyoto 19 might be his release time. You never know. And sometimes they do two dolls at once, so you never know. There could be Kaito and then an unknown that we just don't know about, right? So we'll just have to wait and see. But I'm thinking that they've been really hush-hush, and there's really not much news going on because they're building up for whatever's coming on July 31st. And remember, that's only really just shy of 2 months from now. So they have to start making their announcements sometime soon to get people hyped for this event. But that's really everything for that. I mean, I didn't really have much else to say in regards to Dolphy Dream this week. There really wasn't anything. Now, this brings me up to my next point, which is the one that is new for the Doll Symposium. And I thought it was a good idea to mention this because I think it's pretty big news. But I'll let you guys just see for yourself. So let's move on to the next part, as we are done with Dolphy Dream news for this week. So, are you guys ready for it? Ready? Boom. Azone International. Now, normally I don't talk about Azone products at all. I did a video about Pure Nemo a long time ago because I had a Pure Nemo. I haven't bought one since. I've been meaning to buy Azone dolls for a long time. A lot of them are really cool. They're really beautiful, but none of them have really caught my eye, so to speak. And Azone has many different product lines. It's not like Volks where you just have Super Dolphy and Dolphy Dream, and then there's like different variations within that. Like Azone has so many different lines. There's like the 1/12th line, the 1/6th line. I think there is even 1/10th line. There's a 1/3 line. There's a 1/4th line. And then within each of those scales, there's like all different kinds of series. Like they have different series. There's even non-scaled series within Azone. So they have so many. And it's a huge topic to cover if you wanted to cover like every single thing that comes out of Azone. But there's one thing that caught my eye in particular that I really wanted to share with you guys. So Azone just made this announcement at their recent doll event. I forgot the name of their doll event, but they have a specific doll event. And they made an announcement, which was this, which I thought was really cool. So let's move on. A new doll. Look at this. This is their brand new doll that's going to be, I'm assuming, replacing their current 1/6 scale dolls for Pure Nemo. Because currently Pure Nemos are 1/6 scale. And I think this is changing it. So for those of you that are big fans of Smart Doll and you've been waiting for Pocket Doll to come out, this is essentially like Pocket Doll. Like if you've ever seen Pure Nemos, they're really small. They're only 1/6 scale, so they're 10 inches tall, roughly. And Pocket Doll is going to be smaller than Smart Doll. But Danny Chu, I think he did mention that it wasn't going to be super small like this particular scale. But he did say it will be smaller than the regular scale. But for those of you that are interested in the original concept of Pocket Doll, of just having a smaller version of doll, I think this might be your place. because the old versions of these, the Pure Nemo bodies, I don't know what this is made out of. I don't know if this is plastic or vinyl or whatever. I'm assuming it's plastic because most of the Pure Nemos were also plastic. But Pure Nemos did not have ball joints like this. They had little cutouts in their arms where they can only move such and such ways. The newer versions of the Pure Nemos, which is the flexion bodies, I think they're called, they did have better ball joints, but it still wasn't anything to this level, which I think is really cool. And it looks amazing so far. But to give you another example, they did have another picture of it here. This was at their doll show. Now, this is called the QZ body. Q, like hyphen or apostrophe Z. And these are like the different variations that you could do. So you could see here, they have a small, medium, I don't know what this other medium is. I think it's push-up medium, and then a large. So you can actually change the busts, just like we do with Smart Dolls and Dolphy Dreams. You can actually change the bust sizes. Now, with the older Azone bodies, and again, I'm not super familiar with Azone. This is brand new territory for me, in a sense. The older flexion bodies, you couldn't change the bust size. You had to buy the doll, like the whole doll, which is the small 10-inch doll, like the body itself, to get a certain type of skin tone, and also to get a certain type of bust. So if you wanted a doll with a large bust, you had to get a whole new body, and then just switch out the head. If you wanted a smaller bust, then you'd have to buy another body. You know, if it came with a large bust, but you wanted a smaller bust, you'd have to change a whole new body. But in this particular thing, for the QZ, you can actually change bust sizes, which I think is amazing. Now, they also have hand parts that you can change here, which they've always had. A lot of their dolls for the Pure Nemos always came with extra hands with them. Now, which ones was always different for every doll. It's not like they all came with the same hand parts. But I think it's interesting here that they actually have hand parts that you can buy separately, according to this picture. And you can also get shin parts to make them look different. So this brings me to my next picture. So this is the actual legs of the doll. This is the regular or medium, I guess you could say, is the medium version. So this is the shin. Looks like a normal doll leg. Then they have this new version that you could buy, which is the small version. And you see the shins are a lot smaller in length, but they also are chubbier. So it's kind of giving you that mochi ashi, like the Dolphy Dream mochi ashi kind of feel to it, by having it shorter and a little bit more chubbier looking in the calves. So I think that's really interesting that you can actually opt out to change the shin pieces to have that look. Now, it does change the size when you get the small shins. So the regular size of the doll, like if we go back, where is it? Like the regular size of this doll is going to be 21.5 centimeters, which is just shy of like 10 inches, roughly. Now, if you put on the small shins here, then you're looking at, I think, a whole centimeter shorter. Yeah, because it's 21.5. They estimate the ones with the smaller shins is 20.5. So you're looking at maybe 9 inches or just shy of 9 inches. So it will be a tad bit shorter for this doll. So I thought that was really cool and really interesting. And if we go back again, sorry, I'm going to go back again. Like just all these different products and customization for the smaller dolls, I think people are really, really going to love. Because there's a huge fan base out there for Pure Nemos and their, how do you say, their peers or their same similar size. Because you have Pure Nemos, you have CCV, I think it's called, you have a la mode, you have Sahara, you have, there's all these different lines that still use the same Pure Nemo body, but they're just different lines, whether it's an anime line, whether it's a original Azone line. There's so many of them, and they all had the same flexion body type, which was just a body with a lot of different cuts and slits. Like they had a slit in the thigh where you can like rotate the thigh so that it could point the feet in different directions or something like that. And that's like their version of customization, but this is a really, really close as you can get to having a 1/3 scale body in a 10-inch body for a 1/6 scale. So I think this is really, really cool news, and I'm very, very interested in picking up one of these when they finally are released. As of right now, we have no ETA. They didn't say when it will be released, but they did release a video, which I do want to show you guys. Let me see. I gotta bring it up. Hold on 1 second. I gotta change screens and everything. Hold on. Okay. I think I got it now. Let's see. Yeah, here we go. So I'm gonna switch screens. All right, so you guys should be able to see it now, right? Yeah, there. So this is like a video for them. I'm going to play it for you guys. I think it looks really cool. This very cool close-up. So you can see, it's going to play some music too. There's like, I don't want it to be too loud. So you can see from the body, like the full rotational view. You can see the shoulders here. Oh my God, that's really loud. There's the cutouts for the ball joints there. You can actually see the bust. Like it's just like a Smart Doll bust where it kind of just ends right at the end of the bust, which is so nice. And like it gives that more that bendy posability kind of thing that you get with Smart Dolls. You could see like the knee joint is kind of the same as Dolphy Dreams and Smart Dolls. The way that it looks, the aesthetic of it is really, really cool. Now this is the only part I don't like, is that if you look at the posterior, so to speak, like you see this really rough finishing. The ball joint here is really nice. But you can see here in the posterior, you see that little slit? There's like a cut there. And I think that's when they put the torso together. I guess it's just two pieces or something. But there's like a little slit there, which looks a little unsightly. But I mean, for the most part, you're never going to see that because it's going to be covered with pants, skirt, underwear, whatever have you. But I just thought it's really interesting that they didn't do anything to like close that slit off. Like you see that there? Like they could have closed it off, but again, it's prototype. Maybe when the final version comes out, that'll actually be sealed shut. Who knows? Like I'm not really sure. But you can see, look at the posability on this. You couldn't do that with the old Pure Nemo bodies. And even like some like Smart Doll won't be able to do this level of bend, and just because of the design philosophy of the Smart Doll knee joint, it won't be able to do that. But like Dolphy Dreams even has somewhat of a hard time posing the same way. But I think this is really, really cool, and it's something to keep your eyes on. So just remember the Azone Q'(Z) body. It will be releasing sometime, I'm assuming, in the future. I'm hoping this year in 2022, but you never know. It could be pushed out to 2023. But I thought that was really cool. Another thing I wanted to show you guys, if I can show this, hold on, is that just to give you an idea of what the older Pure Nemo bodies kind of looked like, I want to show you something that's pretty cool. Okay, so I'm going to show you this one. You guys know this symbol, right? You don't need me to tell you what that symbol is, right? So this is for Demon Slayer, and this is a Nezuko that Azone released for their Pure Nemo body. So this is a regular Pure Nemo body, the flexion body style, and she looks amazing. I mean, she looks great. Like if you want like a nice 10-inch like doll that's not vinyl, but this is going to be plastic, you know, these look really amazing. Like I had two Love Live girls, and I just couldn't bond with them anymore, so I did have to sell them at some point, especially, you know, the one that I had in my unboxing video. But yeah, I mean, take it for what you will. These are small 10-inch dolls. I think they're really awesome, and check out Azone stuff if, like, you know, you're into that. But I just thought it was something cool just to show you like an idea of what Azone looks like. And with that new body type for the QZ body type, I think it, you know, it could be a really nice platform for a lot of people. And especially these dolls, at least for these Pure Nemos, they're usually around $100 each. Sometimes when they come with like special accessories or whatever, they could be like 100, you know, maybe like 120, 130. But nowhere near the price of like Smart Dolls or regular size Dolphy Dreams. So if you are interested in something small like that, especially when it comes out with these Q7 bodies that you want to dress up, it'll be amazing. And plus, they're the same size as the regular Pure Nemo bodies. I don't know if the clothes will still fit because these have more of a hips and an hourglass shape. So I don't know if the clothes will still fit, but there's a lot of clothes for, 1/6 scales dolls that you may actually be able to use on this. But if I can get my hands on one when they first come out, I'll definitely try out different clothings to see if they work and let you guys know. But I thought this was something really cool that I wanted to share with you guys that could be a possible new venture for like the anime dolls hobby collecting. As Azone dolls have always been around for for a long time, it's just I haven't really gotten into them, but something like this is making me really, really intrigued. And like I've been saying in a lot of my videos, I do have an Azone girl, a 1/3 scale that I've been trying to get my hands on, and hopefully I can get my hands on her and I'll do more reviews of her, and then we're going to slowly add more Azone news to the Doll Symposium. So let me know what you guys think about adding Azone International to the Doll Symposium. I think it's something that is a game changer for right now, until at least Pocket Doll comes out, or somebody else or another company comes out with something that's of this scale, because I know a lot of people have been asking for maybe a smaller scale doll, and I think this may be the answer when it's finally released. So that's everything for the Azone news that I just wanted to give you, like a small little touch on what is to come possibly in the future. Now let's keep moving. So we have Smart Doll news. So there's quite a few things to talk about this week for Smart Doll that I thought was pretty cool. So let's go over a few of them. This one here. This is Resilient T in the new G07 head. It's currently in production, but we have no ETA. So for those of you that are big fans of Resilient, this is going to be a new version of her. Now, another thing that Danny Chu has announced is this one. It's a new prototype named Perseverance. Now, this is the one that we talked about in the last episode that had no name. She looked really cool and, all this other kind of stuff. I really like her. And the name Perseverance is pretty cool. And he, Danny always gives like his own little explanation of, the meaning of the name, why he chose the name, etc., etc. So if you go onto his Instagram thing and read it, it's actually a really cool explanation for Perseverance. But currently she has no ETA at all, but at least she has a name now. So we'll find out more as time goes on. He'll probably let us know. Now here's a really interesting one. Danny Chu also posted this one, which is the new Relentless doll in cinnamon, but with a purple kintsugi style. Like usually this kintsugi mark is gold, so this one's purple. Now, Relentless in tea and cocoa sold really well, and the one that didn't sell well really at all was the cinnamon version, right? And Danny said it's not going to be re-released because it didn't do so well, so it already sold out. So those of you that wanted a cinnamon Relentless, it's gone. At least the original one with the gold kintsugi. But I guess Danny Chu really wanted to try out more styles for cinnamon, so he's decided to change the color to purple, and she also has purple eyes to go with it. And I think that this version of kintsugi, especially the pop, right, the contrast between the cinnamon and the purple, it just pops. It looks really good. Versus the cinnamon with the gold, it was kind of easy to lose trace of the gold. Like, it was there, but like if you looked at the doll from far away, you could barely tell it was there. Now this is more noticeable. This is more, it just pops, And I think that this version of Relentless in cinnamon is definitely way better than the original one with gold. And I think she will be a pretty popular sell now with this new change. Now, you never know. Maybe it doesn't catch on anyways, and she'll be discontinued again. The other two versions of her, Tea and Cocoa, have been doing much better in sales. At least from what Danny Chu has said. I don't have access to look at their books to see really how the sales are. But according to Danny, like, the cinnamon one did the worst. So this is going to be the second re-release. We don't have an ETA of when this one will be, but he did say that it would probably be sometime soon, but we don't really know. I mean, anything can happen. It could get pushed back. We don't know. But I think this version of the purple kintsugi for Relentless Cinnamon looks really, really nice, and I really like it. So next up, let's talk about these new prototypes. So Danny Chu is working on a bow and arrow set and pickaxes that you can see here. Here's the pickaxes and here's the bow and arrows. I think this looks really cool. I really do. Danny Chu doesn't do much in the way of accessories, so to speak. Like, not like, at least to this kind of accessories. And this is definitely right up my alley. I think it's really awesome. I would want both of these. I do not know if he's going to do them painted. I'm assuming he will. That's my assumption, is that he'll sell them painted, but maybe he'll also sell unpainted ones at a cheaper price. You never know. I really don't know what he's going to do. Me personally, because I'm not good at painting, I would like a painted version for different kind of colors or whatever, Danny Chu has in mind. But I think painted versions would be really cool. Now, he did say that the pickaxes will be released first. So he's still working some minor tweaks for the bow to make it a lot better in his eyes. I think it looks pretty good now. I'd like to see it colored, but I definitely think it looks cool. But he's still working on it. There's like little touches here and there that he's still trying to perfect. But there is no ETA on either of these. But he did say if one of them comes out, it will definitely be the pickaxes first. But I think it's definitely really cool. Now, how much they're going to cost, we don't know. I would assume somewhere around the $100 mark, like just shy of it. But you never know. You really don't know. But they're really cool. They're really cool. Let me know what you guys think about these type of accessories in the comment section down below, because I think that they are pretty awesome. Let's see. So next up, another prototype. Danny Chu's working on this new prototype Adventurer Oxford shirt. I love this shirt. I really do. I think this is such a cool shirt. And I have shirts like this, just not without the pockets on the chest. But I have like, nice like looking Oxford type shirts that are short sleeve like this. I think it's really, really cool. I like it a lot. I definitely want maybe 2 of these for my girls. Now, Danny Chu did say he's still working on little tweaks, like maybe the buttons may change, maybe the sleeves style might change a little bit. It's not finalized, but so far, I think it looks pretty dope. And whatever changes he makes, I probably will make it look better, to be honest. Now, he also did mention that he wants to make matching bottoms to this. Now, the bottoms on here, I know you guys can barely see it, but they're like shorts, like the normal shorts that he sells, and it does look kind of cool like this. But he says he's looking into making like cargo pants maybe. Now, I think that's a really cool idea, but here's my concern, right? Danny Chu, a long time ago when he first did Smart Doll, he released a pair of parachute pants, or I think he called them cargo pants at the time, but to me they were kind of like parachute pants. If you guys don't know what parachute pants is, there was a thing in the 90s. I had like 2 pairs of them. I loved them. I still love them to this day, but people don't wear them anymore. I don't know if I can get around wearing them anymore, but if you look it up, like UFO pants, that's what they look like. They're basically like these big flowy baggy kind of pants with cargo pockets and like these random strings that fly out of it. Now, when I was a kid, it was a really dumb thing. We used to tie the strings together, which just didn't make any sense, because when you would walk, it limited your movement in your legs to walk, but people thought it was cool, so we used to like tie them together. I know it sounds so ridiculous nowadays. I don't know why we did it. We were just dumb kids. But the strings just hanging out, even if you didn't tie them together, for the time in the 90s, it looked cool. Like, it was the time of style for like, Adidas Swisher pants and all that kind of stuff, and these UFO pants. I don't know. I personally would still wear them. I still have my pair. I just haven't worn them because they're just not a thing. But, I've worn them like a few times around the house. Like, I mean, it's still a cool pair of pants. But if Danny released something that was very similar to that, and I definitely bought a pair and I have them for my dolls. I don't have any of my dolls wearing it currently, I don't think. But I probably should put it on one of them at some point in time. Maybe a future doll. But if he did another version of that, like a version 2 of that, that would be really cool for this shirt. Now, I know it may not match because the shirt is very slim and form-fitting, and the baggy pants may not work. And also, I think another reason why Danny Chu may not do it is because most of his clothing lines is like form-fitting clothing. Not much of it is relaxed, unless you have like the post-apocalyptic stuff, or the sweater, or the oversized sweater dress kind of things. Like, most of his stuff is like very form-fitting. So I'm assuming if he was going to make a cargo pants, it's going to be another form-fitting cargo pants. Now, he did release the capri style version ones. I don't think that would work personally with this Oxford top, but that's just my personal opinion. I don't know what Danny Chu's going to do. I think maybe a looser fitting cargo pants, like not like big baggy, but just what do they call that nowadays, like relaxed fit or straight leg. because normally his jeans are bell bottom kind of style, or it's capri style where it's like really hugging tight. I think maybe a relaxed cargo pants or a straight leg cargo pants would be really, really cool. That's just my personal opinion. What do you guys think in the comment section down below? What kind of cargo pants should he make to match this Oxford shirt? Now, also, lastly, he also did mention, what colors would you like to see? I think this OD green, like this military-ish type of green, looks really cool. I personally would like to see like a gray. I think a gray would look awesome. And you guys know me, I'm a huge fan of purple, so I think lavender would be awesome. I think I'm the only one that would buy a lavender Oxford shirt. I don't know if anybody else would, but I think lavender would be cool just because I like it. But multiple colors I think would be great. Like if Danny Chu has the storage capacity and the logistics to be able to make multiple colors and sell multiple colors for choice, I think that would be awesome. So like maybe this particular color, this kind of like OD green, and maybe like a gray and like a white, maybe that will work. But other colors may be better, like a pink, like I said, lavender, maybe even black, but black might have issues with staining, you know what I mean? So I don't know if he's going to do that, but a black shirt like that, like a button down one, like I think that would look sweet. But making it like stain proof or stain resilient would be really hard. That would be kind of hard. Especially the same thing with like navy, if you were doing navy one. Really, the sky's the limit with colors, because for when it goes to like button down dress shirts, like you can look dope in like almost any color, really. Like obviously like people will say, oh, it's got to match your skin tone or whatever, but I mean like all different colors look great. But if you would ask me personally, I think the OD green looks nice. I think a gray would look nice. A white would look nice. And of course, I would get lavender if Danny Chu were to make a lavender. But who knows? We'll see. But what do you guys think about colors? Let me know in the comment section down below. What kind of colors would you like to see for this new Oxford Adventurer shirt? Now, coming up next, we're going to go... These were all like prototypes and upcoming stuff. So now we're going to go to stuff that was already talked about and released. These solar marine outfits, look at that, right? They're cool. So Danny Chu has released the solar marine outfits, and he has stain tested them, and he says they haven't stained, but he's still giving it a ranking of low staining. And I think other YouTubers have already gotten them in their Utter Chaos box bundles or whatever, and I think a couple of them has said that theirs haven't stained as of yet, maybe, but I'm not 100% sure. There is a difference between the two of them, aside from color, is that if you get the Volcano, which is this darker looking one, it has a zipper in the back, and if you get the Glacier one, the way to keep it together and close it up is a button snap in the back. So they are different in that respect, but everything else, they're pretty much the same. I think they're pretty dope, but they are rather pricey. So do note, if you want to buy both of them, like for variety, to have two different colors, it's almost the same price as the new doll. So you really have to weigh your options if you really want to spend the money on it. Also, Danny did put like many warnings under the pages for this, so please do make sure you read those warnings, because it's important to know that, you know, these things are very tight and form fitting also. So you may not be able to pose them as well as you normally can pose your dolls, so that's definitely something to look out for. But definitely check out those Solar Marine uniform pages and read their descriptions to make sure that this is definitely something you want to buy, because it might very well be something that you buy, put on the doll, and you're just going to have them standing because they can't do any other poses. So just be aware of that, and just read the description and be sure that this is something that you want, because like I said, it has its own like unique things to it. Now, let's keep moving. Now, this next one I want to talk about is like really, it was like the really big shocker, I want to say, but some people saw it coming. So, Danny Chu talked about Blue nearing its end, so that the new, I think, what was it, Galactic or Galaxy Gray to come out. So Blue is nearing its end, but before it ends, there's going to be one release, the final boss release, right? And we're all speculating about what could be the final boss, what does it mean, blah, blah, blah. And I know, especially in my videos, one of my viewers mentioned that, excuse me, this headphone is like crushing my ear. One of the viewers, which is Beth and Hope in the Wonderland, I don't know how many people know them, but hi, Beth. Beth and Hope, hi. So they actually said that it was going to be Relentless, and they were right. So Relentless Blue was released as the final boss. And Danny said that there's going to be, I believe, another batch, because she's currently sold out, that's going to be released, along with a couple other girls. For their final releases, which may be, a prowess or a moment or, whatever. But he wanted to know, which ones would you like to see re-released for your last hurrah, so to speak. So definitely make sure you tweet out or comment on his Instagram thing on what of the other blue girls that you want to have a re-release for the final hurrah, so you can get your hands on them if you haven't gotten them already. But I shouldn't say cool, but the interesting thing about Relentless in Interstellar Blue is that Relentless has set a new record. She solely and single-handedly set a new record for Smart Doll, and Danny Chu posted it here, that Relentless Blue has broken the record for fastest selling Smart Doll ever, all gone within a minute. She sold out within a minute. A minute! Dude, that's like ninja sniping skills right there. To like be able to get on the website, add her to cart, do your whole checkout process, and actually get it out the door and purchase her. Like within a minute? Now, you could look at it either way, right? Because we, as the purchasers, as the customers, we don't know how many Danny Chu made. I mean, just for the sake of argument, let's just put it in perspective. Like, what if he made only 10? Then of course it's sold out in less than a minute, right? Because at the very least, there probably was 50 people at the very least that wanted Relentless Blue. And at the most, couple thousand people? Who knows? Couple hundred people? Like, so if he only made 10, then it kind of makes sense that it sold out within a minute, because there's not many. But if he made, let's say, 500, let's say, I don't think he ever made 500 of one doll, but if he made, like, let's say 500 Relentless Interstellar Blues, and all of them sold within a minute, that is amazing. That is amazing. Like, so, to be able to say how amazing it is to sell within 1 minute really depends on how many he had. But I'm going to assume that he had more than 100 of them. That's my assumption. More than 100. Whether it's 200, 300, 400, 500, I don't know. But at the very minimum, it had to be more than 100 Relentless Blues. That's my speculation. Now, I could be wrong. Maybe he only made 70 or 50 or 25. Who knows? I have no idea. But I think there at least was probably 100 at the very least. And even then, if it was 100 and that sold out in less than a minute, that's less than 1 second per sale, right? Because, like if it's 60 seconds for a minute and 60 dolls, then that's $1 per second, right? But if it's 100 dolls and sold in less than a minute, yo, dude, the rate that she sold out, that's pretty crazy. Because I think before her, the fastest selling one was Mika Jogasaki, which was, I think, and what was it? I think it was 10 or 15 minutes that she sold out, which is pretty quick. I think it was like 10 or 15 minutes. Maybe 20 at the most. But it was in like within minutes, which doesn't normally happen very often. But yeah, pretty fast to sell out all of them. But don't worry, she will be coming back for a final hurrah. So if you did miss out on Relentless and Interstellar Blue, she will be coming back. Don't worry. But I thought that was really cool information. Another thing that happened that was really cool that doesn't happen very often was Danny Chu released more heads on the grid. And it was the OG classic Chitose in cinnamon and tea. So for those of you that are huge fans of Chitose, the original Chitose, the OG Chitose, my favorite Chitose that I bring everywhere and anywhere I can, the heads were re-released on the grid. They were re-released before, a couple months back, but they just came up again and they sold out. I hear from other people that it sold out the cinnamon ones instantly, so that was fast. And then the tea one, I heard it took a couple minutes for the tea heads to sell out. So it just goes to show how much love there is for the original Chitose. Like, she has a cult following. I would like to think, and I know this is not true, but I would like to think that I have started this cult following, but I know it's not true. But it would be pretty cool to be like, for like Danny Chu to like point out or something, and he's like, a lot of people that bought the Chitose or cries out for Chitose got them because of your videos. That would be pretty dope. I'm not gonna lie, that would be pretty dope, but I highly doubt that. I mean, come on, Chitose is just lovable all on her own. She needs no help from nobody. But that would have been really cool. I would have been blown away if that were the case. But regardless of that fact of me just being stupid and just saying nonsense right now, is that I love Chitose. A lot of people around the world love Chitose. She definitely has a cult following, and it just goes to show that even though she's discontinued and there's a newer version, which is Chitose Multiverse, that the fact that the classic Chitose heads, just the heads themselves, sell out so fast speaks volumes for how much love there is for the original Chitose. Now, if you're one of those individuals that don't care about the original Chitose at all, it's not your cup of tea, that's fine. That's fine. There's nothing wrong with that. If you don't like Chitose and it's not your cup of tea, totally fine. I'm just saying that no doll has been discontinued and then released only as heads due to popular demand, and then sell out those same heads every time they come out, like within minutes. Like, there's just so much love for Chitose. I wish Danny Chu would bring her back, and he kinda is by releasing these heads, but now whoever buys them has a floating head and they need a body, or they'll just have to switch out with another body they already have and say, sorry, you're going to be the floating head now, Melody or Fortitude or whatever, and OG Chitose is going on that body. You know what I mean? So I just thought it was cool. Now, the only difference between these Chitose is they're released with the new navy eyes, which the original one had more of like a lighter blue, not so much a darker blue navy. So that is different for these Chitoses. And obviously you're not going to have their wigs. So you need to find a new wig for your Chitose if you're one of the lucky ones to buy a classic head, as they have no wigs. So you're going to have to give her a new hairstyle. The old hairstyle's not available. I don't think you can even get the original Chitose hairstyle in Chaos wigs. I don't think anyone has ever mentioned that. I haven't seen it, at least, being mentioned. So that's a little unfortunate, because I would, if I were to get my hands on a classic Chitose that I never had, I would like the hair to go with it. But yeah, that would be cool if you could get the old Chitose wig. That would be really, really cool. Let's move on, because I just have so much love for Chitose. I just kept talking about it forever. Now, during the same release for Relentless in Interstellar Blue and the Chitose heads, there was also an announcement for new Chaos bundles, right? So the bundles come in 1, 2, or 3, or 30,000, 60,000, 90,000, right? For the bundle packs. And they sold out. They sold out rather quickly. And the reason why I'm showing this post is Danny sent another post a day later saying we managed to make more Chaos Bundle 3 that has a different item from yesterday's Bundle 3. However, some folks may feel it's not worth getting another Bundle 3 for that item. Be warned. Now, we are entering the speculation zone, right? Because I don't know if people have gotten their bundles yet, because this was literally on June 7th that this happened, and that's like 3 days ago. So I don't know if it's been sent to your houses already, but if you're one of the individuals that bought the Bundle 3 pack on June 7th, my speculation is, because he said that the Galaxy Gray dolls might find their way into the wild before official release. I am wondering, did anyone that bought a Bundle 3 just so happen to get a Galaxy Gray doll? Or maybe it's not Galaxy Gray, okay? Maybe that's reaching too far. Maybe a pocket doll, like the pocket mannequin one, because obviously he hasn't done the joints thing yet. But maybe a pocket mannequin, right? And the reason why I'm saying this, okay, the sole reason why I'm speculating this whole thing is because he specifically said, however, some folks may feel it's not worth getting another Bundle 3 for that item. Be warned. So I'm thinking that maybe he made another bundle 3. So you can look at it either way, right? The first batch was a Galaxy Gray or a Pocket Doll, right? Maybe the first batch was that. And then he was like, well, we have more stuff, so I'm going to make another 3 bundle for other things. And then, you know, when people start posting what they got from their bundle packs, whether it was the first release or the second release, you might actually see the difference. We just haven't heard anything yet because I don't think anyone's gotten their packs yet. But what if you got like a Galaxy Gray in there, right? Or a Pocket Doll. And then you were like, oh my God, I bought the second 3 bundle, right? And maybe I'll get another one. But you won't, because he said be warned, for that item might not be worth getting it. So was it worth it for the first group, meaning that you got a Pocket Doll? Or is it going to be worth it to get it the second time? Maybe he meant it as a misdirection, saying that if you got the first bundle, right, and you just got your random chaos stuff that he normally gives out, maybe he's saying it may not be worth it to spend another, because it's 90,000 yen for a 3 bundle. Maybe it's not worth it to buy another 3 bundle to get a Galaxy Gray or a Pocket Doll, right? I don't know. It's just the way he worded it there. It just makes me think that there's something extra special in that 3 bundle pack. Whether you got it on the first day or the second day. That's the big deal. Was it the first release of the 3 bundle or the second release of the 3 bundle? So when you guys watch this video and you start receiving your bundle packs, let me know, because I'm so curious to know, or at least post it everywhere on Instagram or on Facebook groups, because I always check those. I want to see what you guys got, and make sure that you say if it was the first bundle pack of 3 or the second bundle pack of 3, because I'm super curious, because the way he worded this, I'm wondering what was released into the wild. I really am curious what was released into the wild. Could it be a prototype Galaxy Gray doll? Could it? I don't know. I think that's a little far-fetched. But could it be a pocket mannequin? Because I think that's more reasonable to probably happen, right? I don't know. Let me know what you guys think in the comment section down below, especially if you did receive your 3 bundle pack. I really want to know, because I'm super curious about that. So let's move on. That's everything for Smart Doll News. That's all I wanted to talk about in Smart Doll News. So that brings us to the next thing, the community shout out. We have 2 submissions this week. The first submission is this one. And the individual that sent it to me, I'm sorry, but you didn't specify if you wanted me to read or not read the message that was in the email. So out of concern, because I don't want to read it if you didn't want me to, and then it's just out there now forever for the world to see. So I'm going to refrain from reading it. I hope that's okay. But I will say that this individual has been messaging me back and forth about buying their very first doll, and they finally got their very first doll, which is this one here, which is a DD Matoy from Phantasy Star Online 2. So this doll was released quite a while ago. So it's pretty amazing that this individual was able to get their hands on this doll, because some of the dolls that, you know, once they're released, it's hard to get, brand new on a secondhand market, or even used on a secondhand market, especially when it's an anime collaboration. Sometimes it can be difficult. So congratulations to this individual, which will be nameless because I'm not sure if you wanted me to share anything. So yeah, that's their doll. Congratulations to them for getting their first doll, and welcome to the doll family. The next submission is actually someone that has submitted before. They wanted to participate again, and they sent like a whole bunch of stuff, and there's like a huge they have a huge email that they wanted me to share with everybody. So I'm gonna read it out, and I'm gonna show the pictures and everything. So let's get on to that next one here. So this is at JadeBrats18 on Instagram. You can also find them at My Doll World on Facebook, and you can see it here in the pictures. They also have the at JadeBrats on the hairs. So let me read the message, because they have quite a bit of an email, which is fine. It's totally fine. But I just want to make sure I get started here. Now, this individual also, Jade Brats, didn't specify if there's anything that he or she wants me to hide or keep private. So I am going to read it all. I hope that's okay. because and the reason why I'm doing that is because you've participated in the community shout out before. So it says, "Hello Shizusan, I'm happy to see that you post more regularly. Of course, no pressure since it's a hobby and it should be all about the fun." Thank you. I feel like a stalker since I emailed you quite often for the community shout out. Don't even think that way. If you want to submit every episode, by all means do it. Like, I'll share whatever to whomever wants to have their emails and their dolls shared. That's the whole point of the community shout out. So don't worry about that. I think I also was the first community shout out you featured in your videos. You might be. I think actually you might be. I have to look at that. Thank you for that. I'm so excited for DD Kaito, and I hope we get to see him soon. My Vocaloid family needs him. I also hope after Kaito, Volks won't make any new Vocaloid dolls. I want to be done with the dolls and focus on getting more clothes and wigs for them. They're just too expensive for me. Dude, I can understand that. And if you're collecting all the Vocaloids, there's a lot of them. So I could definitely understand that. But like I said earlier in the video, maybe Kaito will be released this upcoming hometown Dolpa in Kyoto. Who knows? We'll have to wait and see. Now he or she also says, "Today I have 3 pictures to share. I hope it's okay. Each has a little story." So pick number 1. It's 2 Mikus with wig makeover. I had some trouble with AliExpress as usual for me, but I wanted to see if I could restyle a Miku-like wig to be loose and open. On Facebook, some people said I shouldn't try it because they destroyed their wigs and because of how the wig is made that it wouldn't work out. And this is my result. I'm really happy with how they turned out, and the colors are very close to the original Miku wigs. Actually, to be honest, I couldn't even tell. Like, I was looking at your picture before. They look like the original Snow Miku wig and the Sakura Miku wigs, just without the ponytails. So, good job. Like, I think it looks fantastic. So I don't know what you were worried about, or other people were worried about, because you proved them wrong. It actually, in my personal opinion, I think they look great. And did you also do editing? Did you do editing on the elbows and the wrist to get rid of the ball joints, or did you put like one of the Adika bodies? Let me know. I know you'll reach out to me. Let me know, because that's either really good editing skills or those are really cool Adika bodies, right? So that's for the first picture. Then Jade Brat submitted another picture. So this one is Dolphy and Smart Doll. When I took this picture, I had my very first play date with a friend. She brought her Smart Doll and her doll stuff, and we played dress up. She also did the face up on both dolls. I had a really difficult time, but this day really cheered me up and brought me so much joy. I'm very thankful to have such amazing friends. I can't tell you what Smart Doll my friend has, but I can say that my Dolphy has an '09 head in flesh skin. Okay, so I'm looking at this head here. I want to say it's Kanata, but Kanata I don't think had a T. Did she have a T? I'm not sure if there was a Kanata T or not. If there was, then that's Kanata T. If not, then that is Athena, I think, with changed eyes, like custom eyes. I don't know. But that's what I think it is. I think it could be. But either way, both dolls look lovely. I love your DDH09. That's a very popular head. A lot of people like that head. Both dolls look very nice. And then he or she submitted a third picture. And this is a Barbie picture. Every so often, I realize that each doll brand has its own aesthetic when it comes to taking pictures. For example, Dolphys, from what I see on Instagram and Facebook, are often pictured as very light and kind of floaty and very bright. As for regular fashion dolls such as Barbie and Bratz, they are more on the realistic side and focus more on how the fashion looks and how realistic they can get to actual human models. And the colors more often are very strong and saturated. I really find that fascinating because in the end, all of them are dolls. I can't really comment on that because I don't really collect Barbies or oh, what happened to this email? Wait, hold on a minute. It just like went weird on me. Okay, so here it is. Yeah, so I don't really know because I don't collect Bratz or Barbies. I've seen them before, but I don't know really enough of them to comment on how they usually do their aesthetics or their styling. But either way, it's like you said, a doll's a doll, and they're all part of the doll family. And this is a really cute picture of your doll here. Let me see. Then they go on to say, I hope it's okay to spam you with this huge wall of text. Totally fine. Don't worry about it. Now, if you want to see more stuff from JadeBrats18, make sure you go to Instagram and check out JadeBrats18, or check out her Facebook page for My Doll World on Facebook. Hear her. Sorry, I don't know why I keep doing that, because I honestly don't know if, you know, whatever you identify as. But this individual, how about that? I'll just say that. That's better. The individual that goes by the name of JadeBrats18. You can find them at JadeBrats18 on Instagram or My Doll World on Facebook. Thank you and have a great day/night. Yours, JadeBrats18 from Insta. So thank you, JadeBrats18, for participating in the community shout out this week. And again, I love your pictures here, like especially like the Miku's hair. I think it looks fantastic. I really do. I think it looks great. And your two dolls here, and your doll and your friend's doll. Very lovely picture, actually. I really like it. Was that like a edited background too, or did you guys have one of like those faux backgrounds? Let me know, because I think that's actually a really cool background. And then again, with your Barbie doll, I like it. She's like posing like Vogue kind of thing. I think that's cool. So remember, thank you everybody for participating, for both our participants for this episode of the Doll Symposium and the community shout out. Now remember, if you want to be featured on the community shout out yourself, just send an email out to me at dlwshizusan@gmail.com. Make sure you put down, you know, in the email all the information that you want me to know, like a picture of your doll. Just make sure it's not like anything too lewd, or else I'll ask you to resubmit a different picture. Make sure you put down what kind of doll it is, like just in case it was modified in any what way and it's hard to tell. I really like sharing with people like what you started out with as a base, and then so that people can see how much you've changed the doll in question. And then a message. If you want to leave a message personally for me, or if you want to leave a message like I did today where I could read out to everybody, just make sure you include that in the email as well. And also where you can be found if you want that shared as well. Like if you have an Instagram, Twitter account, YouTube page, Etsy page, whatever have you. And then also specify in the email, just make sure you specify what you want me to share and what you don't want me to share, because I don't want to accidentally share things that you really didn't want out there in the world for everyone to hear. So do make sure that you specify that. Now with Jade Brats, they didn't specify, but they've participated before, so I felt like it was okay to share it. Hopefully, if it wasn't, let me know, send me a message. I do apologize if that was the case, but I assume that you wanted me to share that message. And then for the individual that sends the very first one for the DD Matoy, you didn't specify either, so I didn't read anything, so I do apologize if you wanted that email read. But since you're brand new to participating, I didn't want to take that leap of faith and just read it out loud, just in case, just to be sure. So just make sure you specify in your emails if there's anything that you would like to be shared with the community and read out loud. But that wraps up everything for today's episode of the Doll Symposium, episode 26. Thank you everybody for watching. I hope you enjoyed today's video. Yeah, I just hope you enjoyed today's video. I hope it was helpful. I hope you liked some of the speculations and the hints. We're going to get Chigusa back out here to say goodbye to everybody. Hello. Say hello, Chigusa. So thank you everybody for watching. Make sure to hit that like button if you like this video. It really helps out in the analytics to get my my videos across to a wider audience. Share it if you like it. If you really liked it and you want to share it with other people, don't forget to share and subscribe to the channel so you get notified for any future videos that are coming up, or any like posts that I make on YouTube, which I rarely do. I should make more posts, but definitely subscribe if you want to get more content from me and be notified for more content from my channel. But as always, I am your host, Shizusan, and my lovely assistant is Chigusa, which is a Chitose multiverse for those that are uncertain. Thank you everybody for watching, and we will see you guys in the next video.
This is our time, this is our life. Sometimes all you need is a smile. to get by.